found it there on the floor. We're just like,
Speaking of bodies.
What? Speaking of bodies.
When we were upstairs waiting to leave, and mom was like cleaning and stuff.
Oh no.
This was Roxy. She was still in my bed when we were all upstairs.
Really?
Yeah. She doesn't want to move.
It's her bed.
Yeah, it's stupid.
You know, and it's only gonna get worse because mom's done cleaning your sheets. Guess who's getting in them first?
Mom beats the crap out of her. Mom knows the importance of new sheet day.
We're ready to start when you are.
So yeah, welcome to BakaTaka episode
We don't do episodes.
We don't do episode number.
reboot
It's not a reboot.
2.
It's not a reboot either.
To the far left we have
Erik.
in the middle,
It's me, Chase.
and then I'm your MC for the day, Jeff.
You're on the far left. You're not just on the left
I
anymore.
have the far left.
Yeah, because he was next to me last time.
He's on the far left.
And now this time he's way over there. Feels so far away.
Far left. It's getting political.
Way far
No,
left.
no.
Yes,
no,
it's already starting.
Nope.
The new regime
bad.
is here. and-
Nope.
My bad. My bad. I didn't want to bring it up.
So
Yeah.
a lot going on.
Yes,
No,
sir.
nothing's going on.
Dude,
There's always stuff going on.
No, I went to bed every day this week, like at 7:30.
Okay, just
Nothing's going
because
on.
you're old doesn't mean nothing's
Absolutely
going
nothing's
on.
going on.
In 2 weeks, you've been going early to bed 2 straight weeks.
Early to bed.
Late to bed.
Early to bed.
early to bed, late to rise.
Man, I don't know. I'm just here.
I've been going to bed early. Just been tired working.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
I haven't been working, so.
I know.
What?
No, I'm just kidding.
Oh,
He works.
mongoloid.
I beat him like the last, 2 days by a few minutes or whatever. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, you were in the
Yeah.
office.
Yeah, and then you walk in, I'm just like, hey, loser.
Yeah. And then I get chewed out by W.
It's so funny waking up every morning. So I get up at some ungodly hour, 4:45 in the morning.
Right.
And I go downstairs, log into the computer, all this stuff, and then usually 5:15, 5:20, can start to smell the coffee. It's coming from the
You get that
basement. So I'm up.
sound.
He's up,
Yeah,
and then
that's
I
me.
look out the window and I see the headlights come on at
Oh, man.
10 till, and I'm like, there he goes.
You leave that early?
Yeah,
have
he's
to.
he's gone before 6 every morning.
That's true, I guess.
Yeah.
I leave at 6:30.
Yeah, I have to leave,
But I still get up at 5:20.
and he's
I have to leave at 5:15. I wake up at 4 and then just kind of roll around.
Just literally, I'm just imagining you just literally rolling around.
I wake up at 4 because my body's just you've been here for 10 hours, dude. You need to move. And I was like, nah, I got to 5:15.
Trust me, I can make it last a little longer.
Yeah. So the worst, I'll keep going in and out of sleep and checking my phone. It'll be 4:30, 4:45, and I was like, okay, 5:15's coming up where I actually have to get up, and then I actually pass out. That's 5:20, and I start panicking.
welcome to being an old man.
I hate it.
It's the best. It only gets worse.
Everything's all super high pressure, all the time. You're just I'm gonna stay awake, right? I'm not gonna fall back asleep, right? If I
No.
lay here for 5 more seconds.
It's even better when the dogs wake you up, and I guess pretty soon when a kid wakes you up, and you're like,
Oh,
"Oh,
wow.
I just want to sleep."
It was the worst when Roxy was in my bed. Oh my goodness, she's a degenerate dog.
Yeah, tell me about it. Try having her and Jack both on you all night, just jamming into you, trying to push you off the bed.
When they extend their legs.
It's so annoying.
So my bed is positioned so the wall here, right?
Right,
Imagine
right.
my bed is snug against the wall, right?
Right.
There's another wall to the right side of it that it's kind of snug to.
Yeah,
Because
yeah.
it's,
Right.
closet room. But basically, Roxy pushed me to the side. So I had a little bit, and she was pushing her legs against the wall.
Just hold you
so
back.
just slowly during the night, she was just getting further and further out. So I would try to push her, but her legs are locked.
Yeah.
So I'm
So
just-
her legs are literally just
So I was like,
snapping
this
as
isn't
you're pushing
comfortable.
back.
You're snoring and I can't move you.
She's loud. She's a loud dog. She stinks.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
Just imagine.
And she won't leave my room.
Because she's like,
She's there right now, sleeping in his bed.
Yeah, I showed Jeff the picture earlier, but she's in my bed. She's just sleeping. She's
just a small dog. And she's just like,
Take
get
it
out
over.
Get out of my way.
she doesn't leave until Shelby gets there, and then she's gone forever.
Imagine being that lazy.
Just lay in bed all day.
When your master leaves and you just go downstairs and sleep in someone else's bed all day.
This is
Even when like Mom and I are gone at work, you can put that on silent.
I do.
Sir?
Sorry.
Even when Mom and I are gone at work, I beat Mom home twice this week.
right.
I opened the door, Roxy was there. I was like, Jeff's upstairs. What are you doing? She's just looking at me.
Follows him to the bathroom and everything like a lost child.
It's like, do you not like your actual owner? He's upstairs.
She's like, dude, what do you think I'm doing? I'm taking over.
I know.
That's what she does.
She's a
It's great.
degenerate dog. I hate it.
Nice.
So yeah, we don't do anything anymore. We just are old men and we sleep and we go to work.
Complain about the dogs.
Yeah.
We don't do anything. We don't get into anything like anime.
We
or
get into
video
football.
games. Oh, that's right. So the Dolphins have not made the playoffs in several years. However, there are two other teams
Wait a
in
minute.
Florida.
The Super Bowl's next month, right?
It's in 3 weeks. So they
Yeah.
play the AFC 2 weeks.
So, yeah,
AFC
okay.
and the NFC championship games are this weekend, and
then
then
it's a
2
week
weeks, and then in 2 weeks they'll have the Super Bowl.
Gotcha. And they'll figure out who is in the Super Bowl the week before.
They
No,
figure
we
out
find
Sunday.
out this weekend.
Yeah,
Oh,
Sunday.
okay.
Yeah.
Gotcha. So
Sunday.
they have plenty of time.
So yeah, the Packers and the
Buccaneers.
Bucks
My
play in
team.
the NFC, and then the AFC is the Bills and the Chiefs.
So I'm not gonna lie, I don't like watching football, right? But I did watch the Super Bowl last year. We all went together, and I was hanging out with the boys or whatever. And we all watched it, and I sat down, and I actually I watched it with Jackson and Michael.
Oh, yeah, that girl, yeah.
And I sat down and I watched it, and I was like, okay, I kind of see where the hype is from this, you know? a little
big,
bit.
jacked, sweaty mutants just grappling each
Well,
other.
well, it's more of it's more of like it's more of you don't watch football. I guess there is people who do it. I assume you guys do it every now and then, but you don't watch football by yourself.
Usually not.
Yeah,
It
yeah.
definitely is a social occasion.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because like when you're watching with other people, you're commenting about it, like like as if you were the actual
Right.
commentators
Yeah.
or whatever, and that's fun. Like when you get to make comments like that, and like we're all just laughing, having a good time and stuff.
Right.
And you're just
Yeah.
like, man, that was a stupid play, and I was like, yeah, it was.
Because I mean, the sports are because like you can watch baseball by yourself because it's very.
That's-
You can analyze each play.
Okay,
Just
I-
kind of play it out in your head. But, like,
I
football
really
is just
hate
kind of
watching
a hype
football.
party.
I really hate watching baseball.
Oh, we gotta
I mean-
we gotta get you into baseball.
The thing about baseball is when they see something that it's like, oh, I hit a fly ball or whatever, that guy's going to catch it.
Yeah.
It's like they're literally just walking to the base, first base or whatever. Like in my head, until he catches it, the play you aren't out yet until he catches the ball or whatever. I know like that's like usually what happens. Like there's like a very small chance that he's not going to catch the ball or whatever, right? But he hasn't caught it yet. Run to the stupid base or whatever. You're being paid like thousands of dollars
So
to run
they-
to the base.
No, they actually do run as hard as they can. The people that do walk are the people with really bad attitudes.
right. Oh,
that
okay,
probably
gotcha.
gets set back down to the minors.
Well, those are the ones that I see a lot.
Or
whatever,
there's some
whenever I
guys that don't want to book it all the way because why burn that energy and effort to maybe get hurt when you know you're probably gonna get out?
dude,
That's true,
like,
too.
oh, just,
I know, like Chase is getting all sweaty over
I don't
it.
know when you're a big dude, like
Yeah, like Prince Fielder.
yeah,
They're
Like when
not
that dude
even
when
that big.
when that dude pops out, he's like, "Nah, I'm walking."
no, okay. So there's different types of hitters, right, Chase?
Right.
Some of these dudes are huge.
Yeah.
like
Right.
they're 300 some odd pounds of just
Okay.
muscle.
Okay.
Sometimes they just can't run.
Yeah, but like your leadoff guys, like your 1 and 2, I mean, they're gonna, regardless of where the ball goes and they hit it, they're gonna book it because that's
But
their job.
See, the thing is they can
So-
run.
So
They,
they're-
they definitely can run because if they couldn't run, they wouldn't
Yeah.
be on the team. Because
So-
if they got to like second base and there's a guy behind them who runs way faster than him, that's going to hinder that.
So
guy out.
there's different setups to it, right?
Yeah,
so
yeah,
the
yeah.
big guys are usually your power hitters. They're
Right,
like fourth
right,
in the lineup,
the
right?
cleanups hitter.
Their job is just crank it.
Yeah.
Yes.
Home runs.
Your 1 and 2 hitters,
get on.
they're
base.
going to run.
Get on base.
Right.
Yeah.
You set up all the bases.
The big dudes
and stuff like that,
the
you get a
big dudes
home
you're
run,
seeing
get
that aren't
four runs,
running,
whatever.
their job is just to hit it.
Well, I mean, still, like you're looking for like a chance to like get around and get.
But
the point,
and,
right?
and then you also have to know these guys are playing sometimes 6 games a week, and they're coming up to bat 3 or 4 times. If you do that every single time,
But it's their job to do that.
But
they
you-
literally get paid to hit ball, run to base.
they're paid to win baseball games, and how you do that, you got to strategize sometimes,
It's fine.
right?
Dude,
I mean,
Listen.
imagine being a 350 power hitter. Like
Okay.
Yeah, like
you're on a
Mike
hot- you're on a
Mike
hot
Trout
streak. Okay,
or
okay,
whoever
right,
ain't
right,
gonna be
right,
doing
right,
that stuff.
right.
So
But see, the thing about it is they're still not out yet. Until the ball gets caught, they're not out. So what if he drops the ball and you're just like halfway to base or whatever? He picks up and throws it to first.
then you
and
got
you're
a
out.
then you got a spicy play.
yeah.
like oh my goodness, like
Well, then do you keep running? Do you slide? Do you risk the injury? You're on a hot streak.
well, if you were running in the first place, you wouldn't have to slide.
I'm running full first. You always slide.
No, dude, you run past the base. What are you talking about? You don't have to slide the first base.
Did you not watch Major? Goro always slide
Okay,
the first.
Listen, man, anime always makes things cooler than they actually are.
Baseball's a marathon. You gotta pace it. So sometimes they're not gonna do the thing that always seems to be.
Right, but I mean, this guy once he's done hitting the ball, if it gets caught or like let's say he like the same scenario comes up to play or whatever and stuff like that, and it gets caught, then he's not running anymore. He's sitting down on the bench and waiting until he goes back out to the field or gets up to batting.
No, he has to field.
Yeah. All those dudes that are hitting,
Batters are fielders.
they play on the field
So
too.
when other
Yeah.
people hit pop flies, they have to run.
But what I'm saying is he's not immediately going back to the not all the time. He's not unless there's 2 outs already. He's not going back to the field. He's going back to his seat and sitting down.
I don't think you know how strenuous they actually.
He's running to a base. I run to a pipe like every job or whatever. I can do it like 1,000.
Here it comes. Here comes the analogies.
Oh my goodness. Listen, the guy is literally just running to a base,
Yes.
but he's not running. He's just walking to the base because
They don't
he's just
walk.
they walk, dude.
Show me a video of them walking.
Oh my goodness!
He's like, give me my
they're
phone.
just like looking down at the ground or whatever. They're just
He's
waiting
gonna
for
he's
that
gonna
call or
edit the
whatever.
video in
Yeah,
and
yeah,
show
I'm gonna-
some
and it's just gonna
dude
blare,
just
like, all
walk
over the
into
screen.
it. And I'm gonna be like, no. That video might be fine, but now put one in of a dude just booking it, and now put one in of him getting hurt. And him getting hurt is
do
what
you-
they're trying to avoid.
what in
You
the
don't want
world?
to
Dude.
blow a hammy on a guaranteed pop fly
How
when you're playing
old are these
100 when
guys?
you're playing 162 games. You don't want to do
what,
that.
Do they not know how to run?
So when you are the peak of human performance and you're
Right.
going from dead zero,
Then everything breaks super easy.
swinging hard, and then going as fast as you can to
Yeah.
first base,
Yeah.
you can get hurt pretty easy. Like Bo Jackson literally retired and destroyed his career because he was so strong, he dislocated his femur from his hip joint. If he would have just not have hawked out and just not tried to get tackled, he probably still would have played. Or Barry Sanders.
It was Bo Jackson.
Bo Jackson. Yeah.
Why doesn't he just be a man and put it back or something, or grow like a new?
Because
leg
he
or
was so
something?
strong, he actually shattered his bone and dislocated it.
He literally, when he dislocated
irreparable.
Why didn't he just grow a new one?
It was irreparable.
Why didn't he just grow a new one?
It doesn't work like that.
I really hope
This
there's.
is-
I
you're right,
really
it's not
hope there's
anime,
some
it's not
like
fun.
giga jock that watches BakaTaka and he's like, hold up, let me hit the comment section. let me hit these guys with some knowledge.
Let me tell him what's up. I didn't think we'd start off on this.
So yeah, football is in full swing,
Yeah.
and
Bucks play Sunday.
the
my
Bucks
team.
will play Sunday. The greatest quarterback of all time, no longer playing for the worst franchise of all time, is on Eric's favorite team, and he's not necessarily parading around the house being hype about it, but
I'm so excited on the inside.
he hasn't been this excited since
Sixth grade.
For all of you non-Bucks fans, Brad Johnson and Keyshawn Johnson,
Sixth grade.
Simeon Rice, Warren
John
Sapp.
Work done.
The 2Y banana Spider 2Y banana team that was really Tony Dungy's team that
Before
won
he
the
left for the Colts.
that won the 02 Super Bowl. Yeah, that Buccaneers team.
This is like what George feels like whenever we talk about a show that he doesn't know about.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was me last week
Yeah,
with
yeah.
2 weeks ago with like the Great Pretender and whatever else, and I'm just sitting there like,
yes.
I don't watch anime.
yeah.
But that also happens a lot with George.
Oh,
Because
right,
he's very long-winded and goes on a lot of tangents.
George is long-winded, but I think more of the fact is that if it's not a new show, he's not going to watch it.
Yeah, same.
He doesn't really watch like older stuff, other than like like Hollywood movies.
So
that's the only kind of stuff.
Speaking of watching older stuff, since we're kind of an anime podcast thing, you know what old thing I watched this week?
I hope
Jeopardy.
it was something like Astro Boy or Speed Racer.
Nausicaa: The Valley of the Wind.
Oh,
So I decided to. So I realized it's technically pre-Ghibli, but I'm like, you know
Right.
what? I've never
Okay.
actually watched all the Studio Ghibli films, so I'm like, let's start from the oldest one and just start marching forward. And then I'm like, you know what? I didn't realize Nausicaa wasn't Studio Ghibli, but I'm gonna watch it anyway.
Okay.
So old stuff still can be good stuff, unlike last episode where just because it's old,
dude.
doesn't mean it's
Okay,
good.
for starters, I looked on the internet. I looked on Mal. They disagree with you about those
Really?
movies. Yeah, the 3 movies are all ranked lower than the show is. All 3 of the movies, and they literally came out like they came out each
The
one
collective is
consecutive following
spoken.
year. Yeah.
But how many people voted between?
I mean, it gets less or whatever, but that's how it calculates it, distributes it by how many people actually watch it and
Well,
how high the ratings are.
You're all wrong. I want my time back, so let me streamline
Dude,
Gundam. Thank you.
I'm still trying to figure out where to watch Zeta Gundam. I think I had to buy it.
I hope this whole segment, that sweaty guy in the mask, is just going to be on you the whole time, grunting and just watch
Just
my
like
series.
literally him,
Watch
like,
my
bobbing
series.
his head
Watch
goes
my
like that.
series.
Yeah.
Watch it.
Guys, stop talking about my bad show. Come on.
So yeah, it's occasionally I'll be able to talk about Studio Ghibli stuff because I'm going to be
Okay.
marching through it.
So for starters, Nausicaa is I'd be very baffled if someone didn't consider it a Studio Ghibli.
Yeah, I would too because it definitely
because
has.
it literally
yeah,
is.
It's of
Yeah.
all the themes and just the way
Yeah.
that art style and everything.
Well,
it is a Studio Ghibli
the
film.
studio that
Film.
made it literally becomes Studio Ghibli,
Right, yeah.
and stuff like that. So it's like just because they weren't called that at
Doesn't
the
mean it
time,
wasn't,
Doesn't
yeah.
mean it's not a
I mean,
Studio
the
Ghibli.
themes are the same too, but it was also very different because it's like really weird aliens.
Yeah,
and stuff.
it was really weird. Like when I was
Right.
first watching it, I was like, "Did Toriyama have a hand in this? Because these bugs look really familiar."
Yeah,
with
because
stuff.
it's kind of
Yeah.
like it's kind of horror at some point.
Yeah.
So it's just like, this is.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
And then I got these like weird like Pocahontas vibes. Like she
Yeah.
really likes nature
Like-
and these bugs, and we want everyone to get along.
Yeah.
For starters, guys, how well can you see the screen over here?
I'm blind.
GoPro's in the way.
Yeah, and also the screen is off.
Solid.
Jeff's fat as F.
We're not even helpful at all. I actually don't know what you expected from them.
Oh, what am I doing?
My brother is actually a degenerate,
Yeah.
and George is a drunk now.
Back
so.
here.
Hey, I'm not drunk. I didn't take a shot for the road today.
Plug this one into that. There's there's this one guy. I'd recommend you guys watching him on YouTube. He's his name's like Kenny something or whatever.
Link in the description.
Yeah. He basically takes forgotten anime and like just kind of throws it on screen. It's pretty much like all old stuff or whatever. Stuff people have never heard about because it pretty much doesn't exist or whatever.
Okay.
And it's usually like a gold mine of like just like literal comedy or whatever because of how bad something is.
no.
Or like just something that like no one's even heard of. They like you wouldn't even think it was an idea, and it's like there was apparently a 2-episode OVA series of it, way back in the 70s.
Literally any idea you can ever think of, there's an anime out there.
Yeah.
Trust us.
And my goodness, he like everything he brings up is so like entertaining to just like watch how his like input on it and stuff. But yeah, I'd recommend watching his stuff.
So yeah, Nausicaa was really fun to watch. I actually had never watched it before, so it was my first watch.
Wow.
And it's my favorite dude was that swordsman, only because there's that one scene, and I hope you put it in there, where Nausicaa's getting ready to fight because they get invaded by the
Right.
by the guys. And she's like going ham on some of them, and then she's getting ready to attack the armored dudes who walk in, and then the swordman's just like does this flip inside and blocks her sword and stops the other guy, and his arm is like bleeding and stuff, and then he speaks to her like through his blood through the sword, and I'm like, this guy, I want to be this guy. Easily my favorite character in the whole movie.
So we rewatched. I rewatched, and like a lot of the other guys watched it for the first time. We watched Nausicaa and Princess Mononoke.
Okay, yeah.
Wait, like
Classic.
2 years ago or whatever.
Watch the Disney. So I watched the.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna watch the subs all the way through this time, and when Charlotte shows up, I'm eventually gonna watch the dubs through all of
Right.
that when she's old enough
So
to actually watch them.
here's my opinion on the Ghibli dubs or whatever. Once you get to Secret World of Ariete, that's when the dubs aren't good anymore.
Oh, really?
Yeah, because Secret World of Ariete is just like it's a mess. What it is, it's a mess of a localization because what they did is they made it Disney.
Oh, instead of keeping the actual Japanese
They put
flavor
insert
and everything.
songs into it.
Oh no.
And like everything.
no.
And it was just like, oh no, this isn't, no, stop, please, or whatever. And they stopped. They actually did it before or whatever, where they didn't really get voice actors. They got actors to play the characters or whatever.
Oh,
so they had the name
okay.
recognition or whatever.
Right.
And then I think around that one, it just went really their choice of actors was just like very like, what are you doing? Why are you trying to like you're not making this better. You're actually making it worse or whatever kind of thing.
Okay.
Or whatever. So, but yeah, that's once you get to that one, which was like I think 2006, something like that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Or something. Yeah.
So you're getting towards the tail end of
Yes.
Ghibli's actual
Yes.
good movies.
Which, to be fair, the ones by G Kids that are licensed by G Kids or whatever, those ones are actually they have their own. They're not looking for like big names or whatever all the
Right.
time or whatever.
Okay.
But I'm talking about
You're getting the
specifically-
Craigslist voice actors.
Yeah, the ones that are like licensed by Disney or whatever. Those
Right.
ones. Once you get to Ariete, then you kind of want to stop watching the dub.
Gotcha. I gotcha. Okay.
Yeah.
So yeah, it was a fun first watch, and I'm gonna keep marching through. I guess what is it, Grave of the Fireflies or Howling
It's
House Moving Castle.
I think that one's
Castle in the Sky.
Castle in the Sky. Yeah, that one's next.
Are you gonna watch the Lupin the Third Ghibli movie,
I don't see why not.
dude?
It's pretty good.
The reason I bring that up is because I literally last night watched Lupin the Third, the first. Not gonna talk about it until George is here because we're all gonna watch.
Oh yeah,
it.
that's right. We were supposed to all watch it whenever he gets back.
and we're all gonna talk about it, and I'm gonna tell you guys everything. Like
You're gonna
Dude.
get the BakaTaka commentary episode on that.
you guys are gonna love this movie.
Okay.
Like no joke. Yeah, I know. I keep saying it. He's just like, I don't know about that.
No, not that my ankle popped.
So yeah, we do more than just watch football. We watch anime and we watch old stuff. Even though George may not watch old stuff, but
we don't watch
we
anime.
do
I
that.
think he's willing to watch it.
What's
He
anime?
just-
Yeah, because it's not that. I guess I don't know how long ago it was, but he watched Death Note because he and I were talking about it like one
Death
day.
Note's not
it,
old.
It is. It isn't, but it
I mean, it's
isn't
getting
like
to the
recent.
point where it's starting to get old.
Yeah.
but
So
But he actually watched that way back when he was just getting into that
Right.
kind of stuff.
when Death Note was fairly recent.
Yeah,
at
yeah.
that point.
See, because when George got into anime, simulcast was a thing.
Okay.
It was actually like a big thing because it was Attack on Titan at
Yeah,
the time.
because he got into it the year Attack on Titan came out.
Yeah,
okay.
because I was like, hey, dude, Attack on Titan, man.
I didn't think he watched Death Note until a couple years
Right.
after that, which would have put Death
I
Note
mean,
almost like a
It
decade.
actually was like
before.
a couple. It actually was like a couple years, like 1 or 2 years.
Regardless, now he only watches things that are being shown like right now, right?
Yes, yeah.
Current season
And,
stuff.
You know, that's not a problem. He can, he can do that. But you can take a chance on finding a good show now, or you can literally just go back and watch this pile of like great shows.
Same thing with like video games. Why wait for the new release of anything when we have a gold mine of old stuff?
Dude,
sitting
I'm
around?
literally like last year I was going through and just playing the Kojima games or whatever because I played Death Stranding and I was like,
still gotta.
let me get
play
more
them.
Kojima in here or whatever. Still gotta play 2, Metal Gear Solid 2, and then also 3.
That's a trip. 2 is a wild ride.
I think I've heard some stuff, but I've forgotten it. But I kind of vaguely remember it, but I still don't know what it is.
It's
or
a.
whatever.
It's a.
I watched Jeff play Metal Gear Solid 2 so many times because we bought it like 3 different
Yeah.
times. We had like
Right.
I got
It
you like
had
the
so
original
it
copy.
had so many different versions that came out, and we
Yeah.
like bought all of them.
Like I got you the original copy for your birthday. For some reason, you bought like the greatest hits copy because it was cheap, and there was like some other copy
Yeah,
that we
the
had.
the substance
Yeah.
version that came out.
Yeah.
Oh man.
And then the documents of Metal Gear Solid 2 came out. I bought that game so many different times and ways.
And I watched him play it so many different times.
And the game is still bonkers. it makes sense, but doesn't.
Very strangely, so the Metal Gear Solid collection that came out on like PS3 generation,
Oh yeah.
started playing on PS3. It doesn't accept PS4 controllers. That game specifically, like that disc entirely, does not
Weird.
accept PS4 controllers. The Metal Gear Solid 1 does because it's a PlayStation
It's classic,
classic,
right.
yeah, that you're downloading over there separately.
Interesting.
But I tried playing 2, and it's just like, no, we're not using that. And I was just like, well, why not? Like, I'm just trying to play the game. Come on, man. Let me play some. I I haven't picked it up yet because I have to use a PS3 controller.
Yeah. Need to get one of those.
Well, I have 3 of them, but like all the R1 buttons are broken.
So speaking of old things and old games, because of BakaCon last time, you know what you convinced me to start to play? Oh yeah.
Which one?
I'm playing 999.
Dude.
So I'm like 4 hours in.
Okay.
I got so I'm still early. I got one of the bad endings with the yellow submarine.
Okay, but at least you got it.
Yeah, so I've got an ending. But yeah, it's you're not kidding. It's a fun rush. So I'm coming from a background that's played like PC visual novels.
Right.
So this definitely is a visual novel in the same vein, but getting to an ending was a lot shorter than I thought it was going to be. Like I'm 3 hours in or something. I'm like, holy cow, I hit an ending already.
So 999, like I mentioned, it's shorter. When you get to VLR, which is Virtue's Last Reward, gets a little bit longer to get to an ending.
Okay.
Or whatever. But like, yeah, 999, 999's not going to waste your time.
No, it definitely doesn't. It utilized, so they pack in a lot of stuff at the same. And you know what? So Japanese localized games, sometimes they're hit or miss, and then the voice acting that comes with it can also be sometimes hit or miss.
Right.
The voice acting in this game, the English VAs, it's good.
Yeah,
it is really good. Like I was actually really shocked how well the voices and just the kind of characterization that goes with each of the characters just seems to fit so well, regardless of like how anime they are. Like the pink-haired girl, you're like, I guess that's kind of how that person would act, and the way that Santa acts, just always just swearing like a sailor. I'm like, didn't realize this game was on the DS. That's kind of crazy.
So the plus side for that is because I'm assuming that's the Nunnery Games collection.
Yeah, I'm playing it on Steam.
So because it has.
So I'm getting all the M-rated PCs exclusive stuff that I'm assuming wasn't on the DS version.
Well, no. I mean, it was there, but the voice acting wasn't there.
Oh wow. Okay, so the same script and everything, because that's a little mature for a kiddie system.
Yeah, and it wasn't. The reason I think that the dub is so good for it is because it's literally an 8-year long process. The game came out in 2010, and the Nonary games came out in like 2018.
Okay.
So it was a good chunk of
it's definitely
2018 or
worth it.
2017.
It's definitely worth it. They did a really good job. So
it's I'm so excited because George has played the first 2. He hasn't played the third one yet. He's played the third one, but he hasn't beaten it. Okay. Which is funny because it's like the shortest one or whatever. So it's like, but yeah, they're surprisingly like really good. Like I like the Danganronpa games, but they're not very gameplay-y.
Okay.
Similar, like there's no puzzles in them.
Okay.
The puzzles in Zero Escape are like
they're pretty good. I've really liked them so far. 999.
They're not like super simple, but they're not like twist your brain.
Right. Yeah. I'm not like racking my brain trying to figure out how to get this piece of paper out of this pork that I just fried.
And like you're pulling like screwdrivers out of the pipes or whatever. And it's just like, oh yeah, I guess those discolored pipe colors.
And it's funny how like self-aware the game can be sometimes. Cause like I've been examining everything in the room. So I'll examine like the lights and stuff. And they're like, oh wow, geez, you're really being meticulous looking at even the lights. What's wrong with you? I'm like, yo game, calm down. Don't make fun of me for playing you.
It's like Kataru Chikoshi is like, he's such a nerd, and like he just put like everything he loves about like, gaming and everything into these, and the story concepts that he's built over time. There's very like, I assume you've noticed in each puzzle room there's like a Wikipedia drop.
Yeah, there is.
Yeah, where they
like all of a sudden they're like telling me all this stuff about futility and the Titanic. I'm like, where did this come from? Why did this just become like a Kojima exposition all of a sudden?
It's like it feels out of place at first. But when you go through the story, you're like, okay, there's like a reason.
I've been figuring out why they've been doing it so far, and I'm sure that's only going to progress as I get to more of the endings. So, but yeah, it's fun.
Man, I love Zero Escape. It's such an underrated series.
I've thoroughly enjoyed it, and it's again old video games that you can play that are still good because some old things are actually good. But
I'm going around and I'm just like looking at what's all like, if it's before 2000 or whatever, it's higher on my anticipated watch list or whatever. Mm-hmm. It's like what I want to actually like watch, or what not for game wise, because before pre like 2000 it gets kind of very pixelated
oh,
and stuff like
yeah.
that, and it's a little hard to get around. Metal Gear Solid though, that was like a real, like I was really impressed by how good like,
what they did with such a low polygon count. Yeah.
like there's not even lip flaps in it, and it like everything feels so natural in it.
Yeah, it's really kind of bonkers.
Like that one like is surprising me. I've tried Resident Evil. I'm not a very big fan of the game.
The old Resident Evils look.
It's kind of rough.
Really
You really so you really want to play the remake, but to really appreciate the remake, you got to play the first one. Yeah, it isn't mandatory, but the things that they do to enhance things in remake specifically call back to things in the original where you're like, oh, look what they did here. Obviously, you lose some of that when you just play remake, but I would definitely just play remake because the original is so rough.
I don't think I'll ever forget that crappy FMV of the dogs chasing you
Yep.
in the mansion.
Oh, like at the beginning.
Yeah.
And all that voice acting, that awful voice acting. It's like, oh, hey, we can record voices now on a CD for video games. Hey, Jerry, come over here and say these lines into a mic.
Would you take a look at this forest?
The Stars members. What happened? And you're just like, oh gosh,
It's
this
just like
is.
at the time, everything seemed innovative, but at the time they're like, we didn't know how to program everything, so just like the jankiness was just part of the horror.
Right.
Like the back control is just
I mean,
it helped with the horror.
The jankiness of like eco and stuff like that. I think it's so like if it didn't have it or whatever, if it didn't have the flailing your stick around, like smacking shadows around and stuff like that, like I wouldn't like it nearly as much.
Yeah. I mean, it's also like a well-known thing with Silent Hill is like we don't know how to get everything to load properly.
Yeah,
so
the
we'll
first
just
Silent Hill. Yeah,
we'll put fog everywhere.
Yep.
Yeah.
It's kind of horror.
Yeah,
kind of
but
scary.
See, the fog like helps with it so much. And it's like it's very impressive that like.
And see, it really helped that they put in that the ambiance of the sound and kind of the scratch. If they didn't have that there, it would have just been annoying to just constantly be in fog of war.
What they're doing is they're building an atmosphere.
Yeah.
Gross. Yeah, I know. It's disgusting. You yucky. Just
like that jankiness is good back then.
Yeah.
Because then Silent Hill is just like, we're just gonna make 1,000 locked doors.
And then Kojima's like, hold my beer. Let me get in on this. Let me show you how to make a horror game.
Like, man. Wait, Metal Gear?
Metal Gear?
Is that considered a horror?
No.
Oh, okay.
No, but he was involved in that the demo, the Silent Hill demo that came out.
Oh yeah, that's Silent Hill.
yeah.
So yeah, when you talk about horror and then just finally getting through, okay, we got past the technological barrier. Now all we can do is just lock doors. Kojima's like, I'll show you how to make a scary game.
Because I remember when that came out, there's so many videos that were like the scariest demo you'll ever play.
Yeah,
and that's like the only thing. Like people try to sell PS4s with that demo on it.
And it's funny because there's obviously jump scares in it, but the way that he does the jump scares in it doesn't overuse.
It's not necessarily jump scares. It's
just
more
for the sake of doing it.
Like, yeah, you go in through the door a second time and like things are gone.
Right.
And it's just like, wait.
I mean, it's very Japanese-esque horror.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah,
very The Ring kind of.
Yeah.
How it messes with you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah.
It like everything like when like I'm not a big fan of games that have something that's chasing you and you can't do anything about it.
We know.
That's-
Resident Evil 2.
And three apparently.
Mr. Nemesis,
Yeah.
what's going on here?
I was so close. I was just like, I got away from them. This is it. I can enjoy
and
the
just
game.
like the Kool-Aid man. Oh yeah, I'm back.
And I'm just like, no.
When it first came out, he was going into safe rooms.
Yeah, so when Resident Evil 3 first dropped,
Right.
So the Resident Evil games always had a point where you went through a door to go to another room, you're not going to get chased.
Right,
Generally.
right.
I think in 2 they changed that a little bit. And then in 3, when you go into safe rooms, you're safe. Nothing comes in there. Then Resident Evil 3 happens and everything changes because Mr. Nemesis isn't just following you through doors. You get to like, all right, let me get to the typewriter and I'm fine. And he's like,
He's
still there.
guess who? And you're just like, I'm saving. Why are you in this room with me?
Yeah.
saving it mid cake or whatever. So every time you load it up, he just
Well,
kicks
it's
you
just like
immediately.
you're trying to play Tetris, you're trying to find your ribbons, you're at the typewriter, and he's just there hanging out.
He's just like, hey, what's up, man?
Yeah.
So yeah, for that genre of game, what they did with Nemesis in 3 was just, it shattered everyone's expectations of how to play a survival horror at the time. Because you think you're safe, and you've always been safe like that, and all of a sudden, all right, this dude's chasing me even more than the Tyrant was. Okay, I think I can deal with that. Now I know I've been safe in all the other games, and he's just like, Big bodies here.
Like that, those are the memorable games. Are the ones that like they'll actually. So like you always have memorable games that you grow up playing or whatever, and you're just like, okay, like I enjoy these. But now it's more of like, which one's going to do something that's going to make me remember it?
Right.
What are you going to do? I think of like Doki Doki Literature Club. You guys ever?
Yeah.
I've heard of it, but I have no idea what the heck that is.
So if you've never heard of it or like don't know really anything about it, don't look up anything about it. I recommend just playing it because it's free. It's a visual novel. It takes about like a handful of hours to beat or whatever, and it's a super short visual novel, and you will remember this game.
When you play it too, there's also a YouTube channel I think called Tech Rules. He did a deconstruction and went through the entire coding and explained exactly how Doki Doki Literature Club works too.
Oh wow!
And it is like it's similar to what people creepypasta or whatever kind of stuff or whatever.
Okay.
It's similar to that kind of stuff, but it's more of how the game actually does and it implements that stuff or whatever to work or whatever.
Yeah.
So highly recommend that. Like I said, it's free, so you're not losing anything. You can beat it in a handful of hours, so you can literally do it in one sitting. Recommend it highly.
I gotcha.
Yeah, and it's always stuff like that. Like when you think of what's it called, Metal Gear Solid 1 with Psycho
Manus.
Yeah.
Man, you want to talk about memorable? That in the hind D? What a hind D?
Move your controller around, or like what was the other one? It was
There's finding the Kodak on the back of the case is memorable.
It's stuff that like it's not that it's self-aware. It's that it's making you do something that technically shouldn't be done by standards of video games.
Yeah. So breaking new ground and territory.
Fighting the old man sniper and snake eater.
Oh my gosh!
Or just like waiting an hour for him to fall asleep.
Yeah, so you can literally do that. The old guy in The Fear, you can literally just wait for him to get so old he dies, and you're just done with the boss fights.
It's like, man, like when they actually do stuff like that, that's when games become like memorable. And those are the ones that we like, you can just bring it up or whatever, and you recognize, like, you're just like, hey, this moment, man, I remember it. So
that's for sure.
That's what you kind of pretty much need to do. BakaTaka. Is it center? Yeah. Is it center? Yeah. Are we live? Are we recording? Is it on? Is it on? Are we on? Are we live? Is it center? Is it are we live? Are we center? I think you're not center. Am I center? Should I oh, are we okay? Are we good? Are we center? Are we live? Are we live? There's this big dick on the screen.
I broke him. Eric, I broke him.
So yeah, old video games, old memorable things. What else we got going on? I know the only thing Eric does over there is he's in sleep. He's also the resident, I guess, light novel expert on the panel now. Yeah, that's all he does in his free time outside of playing Apex and and light novels and survey. That's Eric's life right now.
It's not very glamorous, but it keeps me entertained.
Well, what you're reading right now?
I just finished So I'm a Spider, so what? Okay. Well, all the English releases.
So for all you people out there in YouTube land, most of your anime usually come from either manga or light novels, almost exclusively.
So what you can do is like go to some of these websites like Mal or like Bookwalker and stuff, and like look at the most popular manga or light novels at the time, and just be like, this is probably going to get an adaptation soon.
And then 5 years later, you'll go back to that list and it feels a good adaptation. Oh, look, an anime came out from it. Like Full Metal Alchemist, that happened to. JoJo's is happening
I'm
right
still
now.
waiting for the I Am Hero anime to come out. So I can't wait for that.
Oh, and George's favorite, Sword Art Online, light novel. So that the author's like, this is printing money. Let me just not resolve it and keep writing things. So yeah, Eric's our resident light novel guy now, I guess.
So I've been reading So I'm a Spider, so what? Got to volume 10. The anime just came out for that. I think it started airing
Yeah.
the 18th.
Something
No,
like
like 3
that.
weeks, like the 8th or something like that. Started airing recently.
Right.
I haven't watched it yet. I've read up to volume. I don't know.
Because I guess you're the only one that's gonna have that experience now of like I read the manga, so the anime isn't as good. Now you'll be like, oh, I read the light novel. Do I really like how they did the anime?
I don't know if I want to do so. I have a picture in my head of how everything goes with the limited visuals they've given me in the book.
Right.
I don't want that to be ruined watching the show.
Where they're like, hey, here's how it actually
Because I have
looks.
like voices in my head for it. I have how like things get played out in my head. And if I see that animated, I was like, this might feel weird. Because it's the world in my head seems darker than what the visuals I've seen for the show.
Oh yeah. The show looks very lighthearted.
Yeah,
kind of
'cause, like,
adventure or whatever.
So it's a classroom that's been killed and reincarnated in a fantasy world. Standard isekai stuff.
Whole classroom.
Yeah, classroom.
Again?
A whole classroom.
Man,
A whole
this is like
classroom.
already
Entire
read
classroom.
Man,
Yeah.
that
I heard the light novel for that is really good. I was actually
okay,
thinking
because
of
the
picking
anime is
I-
legit
and
and I'm
terrible.
sure he's gonna buy it soon.
it. I was thinking of reading that, but for Soma Spider, so what? When she explains the Great Aro Labyrinth that she gets reincarnated into, it's literally just a dark nightmare. She's like, she can't see it. The only thing she can see is because she has night vision. And it's just this gray, washed out hellscape. But I'm looking at the anime. It's like it's a
That's
lightly.
not what my brain envisions.
It's a lightly
this at
bright,
all.
like
It's like a light
It's a
blue
lit
light,
cave.
yeah,
Like
yeah.
so, she's changed her form colors over the years, right?
Right.
She originally she was just a normal blackish spider, maybe with some other hints of like uniqueness.
Right.
Now she's just like a straight pink spider. So it's just like, they've shifted things, but like there's that image in my head that I don't want to get ruined by the anime.
Oh,
So
man.
like it's a bleak, it's a hellscape. She's trying to survive. She's literally just eating monsters to live. Like it actually sounds like a hellscape.
this literally sounds like
And
Artie
then,
Feretta
and then you fire up the anime and it's a moe.
Well, like I was looking at the visuals, like they've made her a super like. There's some illustrations in the light novel where she kind of looks moe, but she looks super moe.
See,
And-
dude, like I keep looking and thinking about it. I'm like, no, I can't watch this. The spiders, man.
Well,
like
like-
I just can't.
well,
I
like,
know they're not
spoilers.
supposed to be like creepy or whatever.
Well,
But,
spoiler: she doesn't stay a spider forever.
okay.
So there's evolutions in it. She eventually evolves and ascends and
Into a
goes beyond plus
Larger
ultra.
spider.
Technically,
Oh, nice.
I
I'm
mean-
just thinking of Shelob like all the time, just like like wrapping up Frodo.
but yeah. So I've been reading that. I think I'm going to avoid the anime. I don't want the image in my head to be ruined.
That's fine. We'll all avoid the anime.
Yeah, I might pick at it for a few episodes here and there just to catch moments of it.
See what the big scenes are. Like.
Yeah.
and I'm kind of contemplating the same thing. So I guess the Muv-Love alternative.
the one that aired back in like 2012 or
So
whatever it is.
not that one, but they actually are going to adapt the third visual novel.
Oh yeah, they're
Yeah, I'm scared to watch that too because I actually sat down
Well-
and read the Muv-Love visual novels, and
Right,
now
right.
now that I actually saw, granted, it's a little different than actually reading a light novel because it's way more interactive and things, but
you got a lot more visuals to work with too.
seeing all of that try to be compressed into 13, 26 episodes or something, it kind of makes me sit back and say, do I really want to watch this too?
Right.
Because the way
Right.
the way they approach things in the visual novels with the beta is totally different, because in Muv-Love, you guys have already seen them and you know they're going to hack and slash and things, but in the actual visual novel, you never
Yeah.
see them until like the last 30% of the entire trilogy.
And
so
animes-
it's kind of weird.
Animes don't really do the bad ending kind of things or
no.
whatever. Yeah,
Anime
they-
pacing is really weird too. So I was looking at the episode list for Soma Spider. It's like the third episode, she's fighting something from the middle labyrinth that has the catfish taste, and I'm just like, that doesn't happen for a while. And the, like how far are they going? Like how
Right,
fast are they
right.
Are
going?
we becoming elitist? I'm not watching the anime, the manga,
What's
the
the-
light novel, the visual novel. All were better.
I just don't know if
He
like
just keeps going
if
back.
they're jumping around the story or if I'm just misremembering stuff. I was like, I don't remember her talking about catfish taste for a while.
Right. And
So
the creator explained his story to me back way when it wasn't the same as when the light novel got adapted.
yeah, and I'm just worried it's Crunchyroll.
Oh man, yeah.
Yeah,
Crunchyroll can they can either make something like a lot better than it was, or they can like
Stinker.
dude.
Yeah.
Got a high school like I know it was kind of also part of the manhwa or whatever.
the webtoons.
Yeah, the webtoons. But like, man, that anime is terrible.
Really?
Like
Well,
the
like-
fights are like really cool looking,
But the pacing
But
and
once
everything
you-
I heard is just awful.
Yeah, once you get halfway through, the fights lose the choreography spark that they have in them.
It's just like I haven't
And
heard.
nothing makes sense.
I haven't heard a thing about Noblesse.
Noblesse. So I was watching that one. What it is you're watching it and you're like, I can see what they're trying to do. They're not getting any closer to that goal
Well, for me-
whatsoever. I'm 5 episodes in. They're not getting any closer.
Like for me, Noblesse just seems like Korean Vampire Knight.
Yeah, that's pretty much what you get.
Okay,
Yeah.
just making sure.
Like the only reason I'm still watching is because there's a dub of it, and dubs like I can justify a dub because dubs are just like even when I'm not looking at it, I still know what's going on.
And just drop it.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I'm gonna drop it, dude.
Drop it.
I'm gonna drop the, like 5 other shows that were airing last season too.
Yeah. I don't know if I want to drop light novels.
Oh, right,
What
because
else? What else? Yeah, because you're so invested in it.
Yeah, 'cause I'm
that
bu-
economic sunk cost.
I'm buying all my. I'm not
Yeah.
young like I used to be and pirate everything.
Right.
So I'm buying all mine.
Because you gotta think about it. It's just like
Gotta support the author.
yeah, when you watch a show, you're like you're sure you're paying for the subscription of the service, but you're not actually like literally just paying for that show. But when you look on like I'll use Mal again as an example or whatever. I was looking at like what's the most popular shows on here. And in the top 10, the only one that was a movie was Your Name. And I was like, there's no licensed place to watch Your Name, which means anyone who's ever watched it paid to watch it or whatever. They literally like shelled out some money to
Anyone
watch
that
it.
legally watched
Oh yeah,
it.
anyone that legally watched it paid money to watch it.
Which we did
And
in
it's
theaters, and it was really cool.
Oh yeah. It was
fun.
And it's in the top 10 most popular. Like I'm just thinking, man, that movie made bank
Right.
off of it because all these shows, you know, you can get the streaming service or whatever and just watch it like online or something like
Right.
that.
yeah.
But that movie, man,
Yeah, don't drop light novels. It's your initiation to
Yeah.
being old. You're sitting and
Yeah.
reading and going to work and then
Yeah.
sleeping.
Another thing I've been doing was Amazon has a was it Kindle Unlimited?
Oh, so you got the unlimited
Yeah,
subscription?
so I got that unlimited subscription.
Do they have
So-
light novels on there and stuff?
It's basically what you get with Kindle Unlimited is all the stuff that's actually free is stuff that people self-publish through Amazon.
Oh.
So you're getting a lot of people that are emulating the styles, right?
Okay.
So I picked up a bunch of like lit RPGs, like light novel styles and stuff like that.
right.
A lot of them are pretty bad,
I would imagine.
but it's pretty entertaining at the same time because it's just like what's an American or Westerner writing an isekai novel like?
Right,
It's
right,
like
right.
what's their perspective? What are they going to put
Because
into it?
that person's literally just a weeb.
Yeah.
Who likes isekais
Yeah,
or
right.
whatever. And then this is like, is he gonna make the same thing or is he actually
Glorified
gonna put,
fan
like, a
fiction.
Western twist? Yeah.
I mean, some of them are really
Not bad.
weird.
Because I mean, like, I told you about my isekai idea.
Yeah.
Right. And so I have another one that I like.
Because I picked up one that's like
no.
I was summoned to another world as a familiar or something like
Right,
that.
right.
And it's a school teacher that was summoned as a cat to a girl in a magical school. And I guess she has very large laden magic power as a cat, and she's trying to guide this young schoolgirl in her
Right.
magic journey. It's really weird, but it's kind of entertaining and good.
All y'all stop writing this stuff. Just stop.
If you can think of some sort of isekai, somebody's probably written something similar to it.
Right.
Gonna have to step our creative game up.
Yeah,
Just like, you just gotta look for it.
I love it.
Man.
It's funny. So,
Yeah.
yeah, I guess that's everything that's going on with us for this episode. I guess it's about
Yeah.
time, right?
Yeah, sure.
I can't see, so I'm assuming it's time.
According to that, it looks like it's time.
Looks like it's time.
Let's do it.
Yeah.
All right. Well, that was another episode of BakaTaka. Again, to my right, your left, we got
Eric.
next up,
Chase.
and then finally, this is Jeff, and I guess we'll see you guys next time.
Later.
Peace.
Bye.
And then again, I'm envisioning. I hear that music playing,
Right,
but I
right.
don't hear it here. So
Hey, you just gotta make believe, man. See those waves? Oh, crap. Let me out. Let me out. Someone let me out.
What?
you can just crawl.
Suki de. Suki
I love how you got, like
de.
these Wii Fit trainer yoga pants on. They do look comfy.
I mean, I'm wearing Nico Bellic.
Oh, that's right. You do got your Nico Bellics on.
Yeah, I'm not dressing up.